Are the New York Football Giants and Daniel Jones getting closer and closer to a contract extension? Is he going to re-sign with Big Blue? We're going to break that all down in today's show. I'm your host, Marshall Green, and you're watching New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel because any second now, literally while I'm filming this video, Daniel Jones and the Giants may agree to a contract extension, maybe even Saquon Barkley, and I don't want you guys to miss it. So make sure you're subscribed. We also put out videos every day on Big Blue and have your notifications on. So click that bell icon and select all so you never miss a beat. We're going to break down Saquon Barkley here in a second. Let's start with Daniel Jones, though. As Mike Garafolo of NFL Network said, it's possibly a good sign for the Giants and Daniel Jones. Sources say Jones's agents are traveling to Jersey today to meet with the Giants in person after talking many times at the scouting combine this weekend. A little more than a day to go before the franchise tag deadline, still time. And that was kind of the first tweet that went out. And then a lot of people like Ralph Vacchiano, formerly a Giants beat writer, chimed in and said, there's a lot of optimism on both sides that this will get done. It would almost be shocking that after talking every day for the last week that the deadline didn't spark a deal. If they hadn't made significant progress, talks would have stopped days ago. And I think that's a great point by Ralph, this last one. If they hadn't made significant progress, talks would have stopped days ago, which lets me think and leads me to believe that Daniel Jones and the Giants could be coming to a deal pretty soon here. Dan Schneer, I believe I'm saying it wrong, so I'm just going to apologize for that. He covers the Giants as well, and he says, sounds like the Giants are within hours. This was at 11:17. From a deal getting done. He said the agents left Indy, then scheduled a meeting today in New Jersey. I'm speculating, but I think this means he signs a deal much closer to what Joe Schoen's side is pressing for. Schoen has the tag as leverage, and it's worth a lot. He went on to say, I heard early yesterday that it was close to being signed, but that's not enough to move the needle for me. Combining that with his agent scheduling a meeting in New Jersey today, plus Garafolo's report that a deal is closer, leads me to believe it's close, but it's speculation. So a lot of people that cover the Giants and have their finger on the pulse are telling you that this is at the 1 yard line. It is so close to getting done. And the Giants, they have a lot of pressure on them because you only have one franchise tag. And if you franchise tag Daniel Jones, that most likely means Saquon Barkley is going to leave in free agency. We'll break that down in a second. But just before we started filming this video, Derek Carr and the New Orleans Saints had agreed to a contract extension. And a lot of people are like, what are the numbers? How is this going to implicate Daniel Jones and the Giants contract situation? Well, here's the deal. A 4-year contract for $150 million with $100 million in total guarantees. He gets $70 million effectively fully guaranteed, 60 at signing, and another $10 million in year 3 vesting after year 1. Carr structures his deal to accommodate the Saints cap issues. This puts him at about $37.5 million per year. And when you now look at the top 10 highest paid quarterbacks in the National Football League, this is what it looks like most up to date. And I see Derek Carr right there at number 9 at $37.5 million. And if I'm Daniel Jones, and I'm Daniel Jones's representation over at Athletes First, and you're 8 years younger than Derek Carr, you've already won a playoff game and probably think you are better than him, the baseline for a deal now is $37.5 million. That's probably coming from the camp of Daniel Jones. Me, I don't really feel the same way. I want to ask you guys this question first, though, because we've seen now what Derek Carr is going to make, new adjustment to the quarterback market. So I want to ask you guys this question. How much per year will Daniel Jones get paid if he comes to a contract extension with Big Blue? Just checking my phone, make sure it didn't happen. Let me know in the comments section, how much per year will Daniel Jones get paid? Sound off in the comment section. I also want to let you guys know, here at Chat Sports, we just launched a brand new NFL draft channel. So if you are like an NFL draft nerd, kind of like I am and a lot of people out there, we've got a channel that's going to post strictly NFL draft coverage videos. It's going to go into depth on all 32 teams. We're going to have deep diving videos on draft needs, draft players. We've got interviews from the combine. We've got a whole bunch of stuff over there. If you love the NFL draft and you're looking for a channel that does nothing else but besides NFL draft content, Chat Sports is the channel for you. Go to youtube.com/chatNFL. That link will be in the comments and description of today's show. Go subscribe to the channel, Giants fans. I promise you, you're going to love the work we're doing over there. When I focus in and I see Derek Carr gets paid 4 years and $150 million and $37.5 per, I can't pay Daniel Jones more than $37.5 million per year. And I know all the reports are out there that even Jordan Renan said it, and then Field Yates of ESPN said it, that a deal is probably going to start with a 4, as in 40 or more for, the average annual value per year. But my thought is, I just can't do that. When the franchise tag is $32.1 million, and personally, I want to see more from Daniel Jones. I don't feel like I've really even still gotten a full evaluation of him. I know he's a good quarterback. He helped the Giants get to the playoffs. He really won the Giants a playoff game against the Vikings. But I just still am not ready to commit top 10 money to a quarterback that, in my opinion, isn't a top 10 quarterback. I do think this is a good point right here. Using the franchise tag on Daniel Jones, if Joe Schoen and the Giants are unable to come to terms on a long-term deal, that means Saquon Barkley is going to walk in NFL free agency. It's like we said a second ago. You only got one tag, and if you use it on Jones, that most likely means Saquon Barkley is going to leave, because Ian Rapoport reported over the weekend that the latest on Saquon Barkley is that the two sides, the Giants and Saquon Barkley, are not close to a deal, although they still have hope to get a deal done. So if you're not close to a deal and the franchise tag deadline is tomorrow, March 7th at 4 p.m. Eastern, you're going to have to make a decision on what you want to do. If you get a long-term deal done with Jones, that means you have the tag readily available for Barkley. If you use it on Jones, Barkley's gone. So the Giants have to figure out, do I want both these guys back? Do I not really care if I have Saquon Barkley back? Or do I just want Daniel Jones back? It's unfortunate that the Giants have not been able to close the gap and bridge the gap, as Joe Schoen would say, on a long-term deal with Saquon, because we know how important he is. He goes past the football field. He's a captain. He wears the C on his chest. He always shows up. He's a leader. He's someone that has been on this team when we were not good and the laughingstock of the league, and a driving force as to why we were one of the best teams in the NFL this past season. But as we've said time and time again on this show, paying a running back a lot of money on a second contract in the NFL is always scary. And when you look where the running back market stacks up and what the top guys are getting paid per year, you see McCaffrey at the top at $16 million, Alvin Kamara at $15, Zeke at $15, who's probably going to be cut in a couple of days, Dalvin Cook making $12.5, as well as Derrick Henry, who is now being shopped by the Tennessee Titans as they has a new general manager in place. Nick Chubb at 12, Aaron Jones at 12, Joe Mixon also at 12, but he's probably going to be cut. There was reports that came out during the season that Barkley turned down $12 million per year. Then there were reports that came out that he would accept a contract at $14 million per year, which I think might be the sweet spot, but I don't know if the Giants are willing to offer him that money. We know that Barkley is incredible, and I think you can make the case that Barkley is a top 5 back in the NFL, and he proved that yet again this season, having almost 300 carries, 1,300 yards, 10 touchdowns, 4.4 yards per pop, and he was also a factor in the receiving game, almost 400 yards on the through the air and 57 receptions. You just only have so many salary cap dollars to go around. I think this is going to end up with Daniel Jones signing a long-term contract extension. 4 years, $160 million. It's going to be too much for my liking, but I hope he lives up to it. That's what I'm projecting the deal will be. And then I think that means Saquon Barkley will be franchise tag. I think both these guys will be back with the Giants. I'm growing more confident in that, especially with the reports that a Jones contract is picking up steam on both sides. Before we bounce on out of here, though, I want to ask this question. We showed you what the top 10 guys in the NFL are being paid at the running back spot. So I want to ask you, how much per year would you pay Saquon Barkley? We showed you where the rest of the league stacks up. Now it's your time to put the GM hat on. Let me know, how much are you paying Saquon per year? Look, another way you guys can stay up to date on everything surrounding the New York Football Giants is over on my Twitter at @MarshallGreen_. When the news breaks that Daniel Jones has either re-signed with the Giants, whether he gets franchise tagged or the same goes for Saquon Barkley, the first place you're going to hear about it is over on my Twitter at @MarshallGreen_. So give me a follow over there so you can stay in the loop.